Hello and welcome to Glorious Miniatures. On today, well, I don't know what today is, but it is definitely a day, and we do have an unboxing to do. We've got the Vindicator Siege Tank right here. Now, as you know, or may not know this, you can build two different versions with this, both the Vindicator Siege Tank and the one with the Magna Laser Destroyer, which is a laser weapon, as you'll see in a second. But this is the box, based off the Deimos Rhino chassis, as many other tanks are within the Horus Heresy, and indeed 40k for that matter. So this is the Demolisher Cannon. I get the names confused me sometimes. The Demolisher Cannon right here. And this is the center line mounted Magna Laser Destroyer. It's a quad-barreled laser gun of humongous proportions. As always, some suggested paints if you wish to paint Sons of Horus or the Imperial Fists, transfers, and a couple of different sort of options for pintles and stuff like that. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Instructions. Accessory sprue. Main tank sprue. Track assemblies. Transfers. And that's all there is. We are going to look at the instructions vaguely first, just so I know what things vaguely are when I look at the plastic sprue. Sometimes I get very confused with which bit is which. However, this is the transfer sprue, as you get in all current Horus Heresy boxes. You get the good, the proper side, and then you get the naughty side right here for the Sons of Horus and Imperial Fists, as I said, on the left. So that is that. Let's have a look at the kind of instructions, and let's see what's possible with this tank. Make sure this is in camera. As always, they've got a legend down the right-hand side up here with a sort of explanation of what each sort of icon indicates. You got sort of do not glue areas, sort of options right here. You get variant assembly bits which sort of go with the choice, and you have to repeat the same thing over and over again. Tells you how many times you have to do that. You can rotate parts and a tick for stage complete. Painting sub-assembly is also an option as well. Some people don't like to do sub-assemblies. Some people do. Tell me what you like. I'm an R about it. Sometimes I'm all about a sub-assembly. Sometimes I just want to get on with the completed miniature. We got the Citadel, well, the plastic glue required. We've got some clippers, mold line remover. That's a bit umming and ahhing about that one, really. I will say, if I do a building video for this, I will probably skip out the rhino part of it. So you've got the side sort of track assembly right here with the sort of extra armor, which is, I think the extra armor is, I don't know if that's necessary. It might be required later on though. But yeah, if I do a building video, I'm going to skip out the rhino part because that's the same across this and predators and rhinos, surprisingly enough. Right here, so I think it looks like you can build the main kind of rhino chassis up to around about this point. So you can put the back hatch on right there and the tracks. And at this point, we would continue with or start the Vindicator build video. You got the exhaust stacks right there, which go on the side. Unsurprisingly, I build 4 of those. You got 2 F right here for V4. A very quick look. There's Vindicator Siege Tank. Okay, so you got the weapon mounting bit right here. Exhaust stacks on the right. You got some rear armor over the track bits. And then you attach the gun mount right there. Now, this is where you get the options. This is where you get the options. You got the Demolisher Cannon right there and the Magna Laser Destroyer. Okay, so if you want, this is the, starting off with the Demolisher Cannon, building the actual weapon itself, weapon mount, the top assembly, and I keep an eye, V1 for that. I'm rather confused because I know the Laser Destroyer has a different roof. So keep our eyes peeled on that one. So the weapon has a different sort of, I think this has a different shroud around the weapon, which might change between the two. So It looks like it does, so we'll have to see about that. Okay. V18 to V16. Righty-ho. Laser destroyer. Okay, that has a shroud around the barrels. V12. So it's the same weapon mount as the siege tank. Same roof, kind of bit. Okay, so there's a different armor shroud around the actual weaponry, so potentially that could be a separate piece. I'd imagine the weapon shroud could be a piece. The Magna laser destroyer attached that somehow. And so I've got the same weapon mount. This does have these extra bits right here. We'll see how this goes on. It might not just be a case of dropping it into place, and that's all you need to do. So I reckon magnetization is a probable thing, but like I said before, make sure you subscribed and hopefully you'll be notified of when that video happens. But as with all vehicles, or most vehicles, you get the pintle mounted options right here, as per always. Hunter-killer missiles, smoke launcher searchlight, and a weird sort of dozer blade thing that you get for both. Well, for the siege weapon at least. Looks like, I don't think it really matters if you attach it to the Magna laser destroyer as well. This is the track assemblies. Nothing new apart on this. This is the basic rhino sort of assembly parts. You get the sides right here. You get the floor, the track, the exhaust stacks, all that kind of stuff. This is where the interesting stuff happens. So we've got the extra armor on the sides right there. This is the top part, which goes on both of them. And then this part here is the bit specific to the Magna laser destroyer. So there's this thing, and then you have to attach a couple of these bendy cable things, which go onto there to add a bit more detail. So I reckon while you could probably drop it on, magnetization of that is probably a thing as well. Whether or not I do it is, well, I'm probably not going to magnetize the top bit. I'll probably just drop it on. The only magnetization I might do is of the actual main weapon system itself and potentially the armor shrouding around it. That's all there is really to it though. Nice and simple on one large sprue. And then as always, we've got the vehicle accessory sprue with the dozer blade, which you probably won't be using. The Havoc missile launcher. You've got a couple of head options there. Magna. The multi-melter. I had a complete brain freeze there. Searchlight. More melters. There are a couple of different torso options. There are a sort of commander and a gunner version of that. Smoke launchers. You've got a couple of arms. Heavy flamer. There is a heavy bolter. There's the heavy bolter. It took me ages to find that. Heavy bolter, heavy flamer, multi-melter, and then you got a bunch of pintle-mounted weapons, closed hatches and open hatches of both varieties. So that's all there is. That's standard across all ranges, I think, for vehicles. That's all there is really to it, folks. It's basically a bit of a quick video. I would like to say, please do make sure you're subscribed. I am slowly getting around to doing some painting videos. We're currently just doing unboxing videos just while I kind of get used to this camera up here and sort of sort out the hard drive space on my computer. But some painting videos are on the way, and that is a great thing. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and goodbye.